4 Richmond residents are sent to jail on drug charges following an undercover investigation, and their neighbors were happy to hear it.
It's a debate that has gained a lot of attention in Lexington, and tonight we could learn more about the future of Centrepointe.
Without this, my kids wouldn't be here today. It's really saved our lives.
She says it's her way of paying it forward, how a Central Kentucky mother is giving back to an organization that she says saved her children's lives.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening to you. We are tracking a crime alert tonight out of Central Kentucky. A drug investigation leads to 4 arrests in Madison County. And what is even more concerning, all 4 people were arrested near an elementary school.
WKYT Sam Smith is talking to people living in that area who say they are thankful these suspected drug dealers are in jail now. He has our top story at 5:30.
People that live around the Ballard Drive area in Richmond say drugs are a problem here.
It makes you sort of want to move into another area just because your homes are so close to that activity.
Gina didn't want me to use her last name. Several other people feel the same way as her, but didn't feel comfortable going on camera.
I don't think there's really a neighborhood watch program, but I think all of the homeowners are kind of trying to pay attention and look out for each other.
Just down the road from where police say the drug activity was happening, a school, the Bellevue Education Center.
I went to that school years ago, and I know that there is I have heard that there's a lot of crime on both sides of that school.
The task force has been receiving complaints about that area for several months, and as a result of their undercover investigation, 4 people were put behind bars. 23-year-old Sammy J. Ratliff, 24-year-old Sonia Combs, and 35-year-old Jerry Massengale Jr. are charged with trafficking meth, heroin, and opiates. Lastly, 42-year-old Raymond Pace was charged with possession of heroin.
And that is concerning, and I'm really thrilled that there's undercover people and people out there trying to help clean it up.
In Richmond, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Altogether, police collected more than 50 grams of meth, more than 3 grams of heroin, oxycodone tablets, and more than $3,000 in cash.
It has been a point of contention for years now, but in the past couple of weeks, the tension between the city and the developer of Centrepointe has come to a boiling point. It's a debate that we expect to continue again tonight at Lexington's Urban County Council meeting. As an important deadline looms, our Garrett Weimer has a look at what we can expect from tonight's meeting.
After the city sent a letter to Centrepointe developer Dudley Webb demanding the construction site be filled in, representatives for the project fired back and threatened to sue the city if they didn't withdraw that demand by May 8th. That deadline tomorrow now looms large as council meets tonight. Developers claim city leaders are intent on destroying the project. At a council meeting a week ago, Dudley Webb told council he was surprised by the letter and said their demand sent the wrong message to investors. Even some city council members say they were left in the dark about the city's decision to order developers to restore the site to its original state. During a work session on Tuesday, council member Bill Farmer said they weren't included in discussions city leaders had about Centrepointe.
At one point, we're a legislative body, a deliberative body, an interested body. And I just wonder, in this relative time frame or group of events, how were we left out of any part of any conversation that related to the topic?
Mayor Gray said his administration just did what they thought was the right choice in trying to hold developer Dudley Webb responsible. But again, as we near that deadline developers set for the city to withdraw their demand, we do expect more discussion here tonight. In downtown Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
An attorney for Centrepointe says the city can avoid a lawsuit by simply withdrawing that letter. You can follow along with Garrett's updates from tonight's meeting on Twitter at GarrettWKYT.
Ooh, another day of hot and humid weather out there in the bluegrass. Temperatures still well above average for this time of year, and Sounds like they're going to stay that way, at least through the weekend. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey sweating over here next to me. It's time for you to take the coat off, my friend.
You know what? I may just do that. I may go severe weather mode and roll the sleeves up and ditch the jacket. But we are dealing with a lot of heat and humidity out there, Sam. Over the next several days, it's pretty much the same old, though a little increase in some showers and some thunderstorms. Right now across Kentucky, we look at 4 different sky cams. Everybody with a mix of sun and some clouds out there. And those temperatures 85, 86 degrees, depending on where you are. Now, Live First Alert Defender is picking up on a little scattering of some showers and storms, starting to see some creeping out of Virginia to the northwest into Kentucky. Manchester down towards sections of the Barberville area, eastern Knox County between Barberville and Pineville. A little thunder and lightning being reported. That little slow-moving thunderstorm on top of Berea, the Conway area, it is still there. It's teeny tiny on Defender, but it's putting down some noise. A little shower popping up just to the northeast of Owenton. And speaking of northeast, take you to the north of Moorhead. Some thunder, lightning with that every once in a while. Out and about this evening, low 80s to around 70 degrees or better still by 11 o'clock. When I come back in a few minutes, guys, focus of the forecast will be on an increase in those storm chances as we roll toward the weekend.
Chris, thank you. A man faces charges after police say he crashed a UPS truck while driving drunk. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Laurel County. The crash happened this afternoon around 2 on I-75 near the 34-mile marker. State police say 45-year-old James Buell lost control of the truck and ran into an embankment. Buell was taken to the hospital and treated for minor injuries. Police say alcohol played a role in that crash. In Whitley County, a 4-year-old is recovering after his arm was severed by a lawnmower. State police say the accident happened around 5 last night in Corbin. We're told a 16-year-old boy was mowing the neighbor's lawn when he ran over the child who was playing with his sister. The teenager is not facing charges because police say it was just an accident. And in Madison County, FEMA has officially opened its doors to those affected by April's severe weather. The office is located on South Keeneland Drive in Richmond. Individuals and business owners who are dealing with damage can go to the office Monday through Saturday and apply for assistance.
FEMA assistance is not designed to make you whole. What it is designed to do is help you take the first steps in recovery.
People who need assistance can apply for temporary housing grants and home repairs, low-cost loans, and several other programs.
A pizza delivery driver stabbed while on the job is getting a little help from the community. Police say that Josh Lewis was on his way to Norton Hospital to deliver pizza. When he got to the hospital, officers say a man stabbed Lewis in the back and took off with his vehicle. His co-workers at Spinelli's Pizzeria have raised more than $12,000 since Sunday to help him out.
I like to see people come together and help each other out, and it shows it's a good group of people working together to help someone else.
50% of the pizzeria's proceeds went towards the fund. On Friday, employees plan to present Lewis with the money.
Alexa Mother says it is her way of thanking the community. Michelle Bowdy helped organize a bone marrow drive to encourage people to register as donors. Both of her children received transplants through an organization called Be the Match. And as Jordan Valines tells us, Bowdy wants others to know that saving a life starts with a simple cheek swab. It's a story that's new at 5:30.
It's a way to pay it forward, Michelle Bauer says.
We feel really fortunate.
A small way for her to give back to an organization that had a big impact on the lives of her 2 children.
Without this, my kids wouldn't be here today. It's really saved our lives.
In July 2013, her 12-year-old daughter Chloe and 14-year-old son Quinn were both diagnosed with a rare medical condition requiring bone marrow transplants.
It was just devastating, basically, to get the diagnosis.
Usually, she says, there's a shortage of donors on the registry.
Only 30% of family members are matches. 70% do not have matched family members, so that's why we go through an organization like Be the Match.
And that's exactly why she put the cause in plain view Thursday, setting up a donor registry drive at Tates Creek Elementary. To register to become a donor, all you have to do is fill out some paperwork and do a simple cheek swab. All of this will help put you in the database to see if you're a potential match for a patient in need. A year after her children's transplants, their immune systems haven't improved enough to attend school, but they were able to show up to Thursday's registry to raise awareness for an organization that helped save lives, for an organization that helped save theirs. In Lexington, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Well, it is a great organization. For more information about how to become a bone marrow donor, just go to our website, WKYT.com.
Animal abuse is a hot topic in Kentucky, with the state receiving a very poor ranking nationally. Our good question tonight is from Joanne of Barberville. She says, will Kentucky ever do anything about animal abuse? This place is unbelievable when it comes to animals and the way they are treated. I do know that there are people that do take care of their pets. State lawmakers passed Romeo's Law, you may remember, back in 2008, making it a felony to torture a dog or cat, but that has not seemed to get the animal abuse problem under control. Kentucky Senator Ray Jones says it doesn't matter what laws we pass here in Frankfort if they're not enforced in the communities where these acts are taking place. For the 7th year in a row, Kentucky can claim a title that no one wants to take. The Animal Legal Defense Fund ranks Kentucky the worst at animal cruelty case convictions. They say the state's lack of laws makes it easy for criminals to get away with animal abuse. The Animal Legal Defense Fund reviews legislation pertaining to animal abuse cases in each state, and since 2007, they've ranked Kentucky worst in the nation. The Legal Defense Fund calls Kentucky notorious for having the weakest laws in the country against animal cruelty. If you have a good question, go to WKYT.com.
Still to come on WKYT, it is a move that could help people living in rural areas of the Commonwealth. Coming up, we'll tell you about a partnership between the Kentucky Primary Care Association and UK Healthcare.
I'm Bill Bryant. The candidates for governor returned to the campaign trail after their testy radio debate yesterday, and the hiring process starts for a new state education commissioner. The bottom line is ahead.
And coming up at 6, we're learning new details tonight in the shooting investigation that killed a UK student.